breaking very early in the fight. He was getting hurt, or he just had a look of discouragement.
It was not a cool fight.
Yeah, and then,
I had to change it because it was uncomfortable to watch.
And then at the end, it's like a 7-punch combo that knocks him out. And you know, his trainer, not only did he not have his kid prepared for a pressure fighter, when you are you have better skills, you are the A side of this fight, he should have had him better prepared for a guy like O'Sullivan. The other mistake that he did, Lee, throw in the fucking white towel. Why is he going onto the ring podium like, oh, stop the fight, but you have no white towel? Your man is on the ropes getting hit in a foreign fucking country. The ref isn't doing anything. Like Lee said, there's people in the crowd cheering for O'Sullivan to knock this dude's head off. That's what they're there to see. And he doesn't throw in the white towel. He should have threw it in on punch number 3. Instead, the kid takes like 4 extra punches before he hits the ground. Bad move on his trainer's part. His trainer got caught in a bad moment there himself. Hopefully it's a learning experience. But like Roy said, the kid might have hurt his health last night. He might never be the same for all the punishment that he took in that fight.
It was dumb. It was just plain dumb.
I know. I hear you.
He's not fighting anymore. The kid's done in boxing. Like, you're back to ballroom boxing at that point.
I'm sure he's going to be back. Lee Woods had only a second loss. I'm sure he's going to be back. He needs to learn from it. Both of them do.
You know, he should be signed by the PBC to a multi-year $25 million fight contract. He looks great getting beat up. I mean, he would look really good against PBC fighters. That's what those guys need. All those shitty PBC fighters, they need some big, solid knockouts. If I'm Al Heyman, I'm looking at this guy going, that's our next punching bag. By the way, that got no reaction out of Andrew.
No.
For those of you just joining the show or just wondering why, the only people I'm amusing are Andrew and other boxing writers. If you're a casual fan who listens to the show and you get it, congratulations. Most people don't.
It was a great fight.
It was not a great fight.
Yes, it was, because the kid was in it. He was landing his shots, Lee. They're both landing punches. You see that O'Sullivan's going to win, though.
I got to be honest. At no point did I think.
And then he finished them.
Takes us to our main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the undisputed, lightly contested, nobody really wants it, WBO middleweight title of the world. Standing in this corner, a fighter, not a mixed martial artist. I'm doing like the dude from the UFC, and I'm not doing that.
Did you see? I didn't put it on our.
David Lemieux versus Billy-Joe-Saunders, and for those of you wondering, yeah.
Did you see Billy Joe go naked at the weigh-ins? I didn't put it on. I didn't put it on our Fight Net Radio.
Was there a dick slip? Was there a dick slip at the weigh-in?
I guess supposedly I didn't look for it.
Dick slips are not as good as nipple slips.
He didn't even wait for the tell. Dude just drops his draws and gets on the scale. So yeah, I guess they're Billy Joe.
Billy-Joe-Saunders basically hands Mario Lemieux. I'm back. Look, Mario Lemieux probably would have put up a better fight than David Lemieux. 120 to 108. He wins every single round. There is literally no debate of a round in my mind that David Lemieux won. I think it was very nice of the local judges to give a couple of rounds to David. The crowd hated Billy-Joe-Saunders. From a promotional standpoint, it was brilliant.
Success. Yes, sir.
They sent in the bad guy into the hometown who beat the crap out of the local guy who lived 15 minutes from the arena. HBO pumped up their star. They showed his kid. They had a good time. Boy, was the dick sucking a heavy by Lampley, Max, and the crew. Boy, they couldn't, like, they're slobbering. Like, they're messy blowjobs. They're messy blowjobs last night for Billy-Joe-Saunders all the way around. For those of you who don't know, go back and listen to it. They can't, according to them, Billy-Joe-Saunders easily dominates Triple G, easily dominates Canelo. He is the next coming of Jesus Christ in boxing.
Most of the time, HBO likes boxers. Only when they picked Triple G to beat Canelo did they like the pressure fighter, people. If you look at the history of HBO, they usually favor the guy with the better boxing skills.
Here's the problem.
That's
with
why.
Billy-Joe-Saunders.
Go ahead. I'm
going to give my first major problem.
There you go.
I have not seen anybody consistently hit this guy in the face yet, and that's not a knock. It's the level of the opponents he fights. He doesn't fight anybody. He's a main champion. For those of you who want to argue that, go ahead. Feel free to explain to me who he's fought that we all want to believe, because he stepped aside for Triple G. Got out of the way. I'll say it again. Got out of the way for Triple G. If he's all that, you don't get out of the way for Triple G.
Okay, one argument I'm going to throw at you right away, Lee. He's beaten some good boxers. He hasn't beaten the elite. We know who the elite is. But when you've got names like Willie Monroe Jr. and Chris Eubank Jr. on your resume, Willie Monroe, the guy was a decent American boxer.
No, not really.
He's still
a top journeyman at best.
He's still a top-rated fighter right now, though, Lee. And so that shows, I think what HBO said about Billy-Joe-Saunders was correct in the fact that they said he has graduated to the elite level. It is time for Billy-Joe-Saunders to get a shot at somebody that is going to make him a pound-for-pound fighter. That's as far as he's gotten here. But last night, it was a dominant performance.
Okay,
by
so
Billy
he had
Joe
a punching bag in front of him, right? We all agree that David Lemieux was completely outclassed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't he finish David Lemieux?
That's one of his flaws that I was going to bring up about him matching up with Triple G or Canelo. That's something people need to think about when they're, immediately calling him the winner. And Lee, when I call him a favorite to Triple G, it's on his boxing skills, his movement, his ring generalship. To me, Billy-Joe-Saunders is going to get more checks when you do the tail of the tape on the skill factor between both fighters, Triple G and Billy-Joe-Saunders. I really do believe that, and that's why I say a favorite. But it doesn't mean he's going to win. Triple G still has tremendous pressure that he applies on people. He showed that in the Canelo fight. He ate almost everything Canelo threw at him and just kept coming. He's going to do the same to Billy Joe because last night Saunders showed that his power is not that great. People, let me tell you, if David Lemieux was able to fight Canelo would have knocked his butt out in about 5 rounds, Lee. That would have been a James Kirkland-like moment. And that simple fact, in my opinion alone, is why I have Canelo a favorite going in against Billy Joe. These two men, when you put them up on the tail of the tape, Canelo he's it, people. You might not want to admit it, but the man's resume, how he's went 12 rounds with Hall of Famers so early in his career, the fact that he made Triple G, the man that we all said was the best finisher and boxer in boxing, miss 480 punches in 12 rounds. Canelo is the real deal. Then you putting his power into the factor. You got to say, Billy-Joe-Saunders versus Saul Alvarez is the best fight right now in the middleweight division. I know Triple G has his rematch there, but when you put them all up against each other, it's going to be Billy Joe and Saul Alvarez at the end of this thing, unless it's a controversy decision that tries to make Triple G Canelo 3. I hope that doesn't happen because Sanders versus Canelo might be a trilogy we don't have to fix.
Do you feel good about it? I think Billy Joe gets beat by Canelo. I think he gets beat by Triple G. I think he gets beat by... I think Cotto should sign this fight. Billy-Joe-Saunders is demonstrated... You got
Daniel Jacobs out there, Lee. You got the Charlo. Jermell, what is it? Jermell Charlo?
I'm not buying Billy-Joe-Saunders. I think he's fast. I think he's fast as shit.
I totally agree with you.
I want to see what happens when the dude gets hit. And he will get hit by real fighters.
But, Lee, that's how much I thought I was unimpressed with Triple G versus Canelo. That's how bad I thought he looked. Lee,
here's the thing with Triple G and Canelo, and we've talked about it till we're blue in the face, but Triple G and Canelo, I don't think that either of those guys gave their best.
Oh, Lee.
I don't.
That's a great fight.
I think both of those guys. I
Mm.
think those guys both played chess on purpose.
They did.
I think in their second fight, I think they throw till somebody drops.
People, sometimes in certain situations, the fighters have there's so much on the line. It's almost what they have to do. They have to play chess. It has to be a points thing. You can't fail in these big moments, and sometimes the nerves get the best of them. Sometimes you get a Hagler-Hearns type fight, though, too, and that's when boxing gives us that gift. But in most cases, this is going to be a 12-round fight. This is going to be a fight where these fighters are counting the rounds in their heads. They're not dumb. That their game plan.
They must be, because I'm telling you, in Lemieux's corner, he got the worst advice I've ever heard given. Like, I hope those weren't the translations, really. Lemieux's corner was awful.
This wasn't one of the fights that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know, but
maybe in Lemieux's life, this was a huge moment for him. Going into this fight, come on, nobody thought he was going to win.
Was so bad.
It was
so amateurish.
What? And I didn't see Oscar last night. Did you happen to see
Oscar? No. He wasn't there. It was Bernard.
Okay, so maybe he was. Oh, he might have been in L.A., but
getting
he
drunk.
Could have flew.
Drunk.
I don't know. I don't know why he didn't fly
it's
out.
Christmas party season. Oscar's got to do blow and hookers and alcohol, allegedly.
Beep, beep.
Yeah, right. They still invite me to their fights. I'm on okay terms with them.
No,
they don't listen to the show
I'm
yet.
telling you right now, Oscar will make money off of his lifestyle one day. He will be Mike Tyson. The guy's cool. The guy's a cool drunk. He doesn't do anything wrong. There's going to be some movie director that sees how awesome Oscar is when he parties. Oh, and they're fucking bringing him in. So I don't think he minds this talk at all. If anything, his name is staying on our show.
He parties in Pasadena. He's in my backyard all the time. He's up in the, not too far from home. He likes going up to Pasadena. He hangs out in pretty much it's hard to say that there's dives in Pasadena anymore. It's all kind of upscale these days. But I digress. There was other boxing this week, now that we're off that fight. Jessie Vargas, you remember him. He's the only guy to lose to Manny Pacquiao in the last decade. Everybody else that's a great joke.
You're so stupid.
That's a good joke, dude. Do you think anybody else actually laughed at that joke besides you? Who heard
Poor
that?
Jessie. Poor Jessie.
Do your family members get it? Did I at least pop one or two of them?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good.
Poor Manny, too. Man.
Jessie Vargas, former welterweight champion of the world, the guy who lost to Manny Pacquiao, had to go fight at the Pioneer Event Center in Lancaster. For those of you, I want you to stop, open up your phone, and type in Lancaster, California, just so you can appreciate how middle of the effing nowhere Lancaster, California is.
Wait, what is that one vampire movie where they go in the middle of the desert? Is it like that type of place?
It's Edwards Air Force Base, dude. It's where they used to land the space shuttle. The only thing out there is a military base. It's literally that far out in the middle of nowhere. And what did Vargas have to say? I'm very happy to be back after a long layoff. I can't even imagine. You're
Selma Hayek's,
Jessie Vargas is the biggest idiot.
Selma Hayek's greatest performance. Lee, run time to the young children of Fight Net Radio that are listening. Selma Hayek.
Young children of the show listening?
Go ahead, Keith.
Bad parenting.
Just Google it, people. Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
Oh, that's so funny. Jessie won all 10 rounds, 100-89. It's a stupid fight. It was lopsided. It was a tune-up fight in Lancaster. Why it was televised, why Jessie Vargas had the fight. Instead of, I'll say it again, Jessie Vargas, the biggest idiot in boxing who had a shot at being the man to take out Cotto. Moron. What a moron.
In New York.
Now he wants to step up. He wants Danny or Errol or Lamar. I want everybody.
Hey, Lee, because fighting at Barclays Center on Showtime is way better than HBO at Madison Square Garden, correct?
Dude, anything is better than fighting in Lancaster at the Pioneer Center. Dude, if I were him, I'd be doing everything I could to get a New York fight. I get it, but
I like that he's saying it. Yeah, exactly, right?
He's saying all the right things, but here's the reality. Dude, you lost to old Manny Pacquiao. You lost. You lost to Manny Pacquiao. What do you... does he not get that he's a punching bag for PBC guys? Do you really think in his mind, that he's got a shot. I bought into it, by the way. I bought into it for the Pacquiao fight. I believed him, and I believed his